The House of Lancaster are the new variant civilization for the English in Age of Empires 4. They come with access to a unique building, the Manor, which generates resources passively every minute. This build order aims at getting up to 6 manors as quickly as possible and then utilize the 8 Demi Lancers spawned through levying from the Lancaster castle to secure an age up to castle age while scaling throughout the game thanks to the passive income of your manors. Starting off, send your villagers onto your starting sheep. The House of Lancaster spawn with 4 additional sheep, from which they also gather faster, so you won't have to send out as many villagers onto food at the start of the game as you would have to do with other civs. The first 2 villagers you create are going to be rally to gold, followed by a villager on the sheep, and then the third one on gold. After this, you can send 2 villagers out to wood. As the House of Lancaster spawns with 50 additional wood compared to other civs similar to English, you can afford to immediately build a lumber camp on wood, thus increasing the efficiency of your villagers gathering wood instead of chopping from straggler trees. At around 2 minutes, you'll have enough resources to age up. Pull your 3 gold villagers and build a Lancaster castle nearby. Depending on your spawn, you will also be able to protect your stone with a Lancaster castle. This, however, is not guaranteed, so if your opponent starts to attack your stone early on, you may need to adjust accordingly and make some military units early on. As you age up, you can send 3 of your villagers that were gathering sheep underneath your TC to also chop wood. You're going to want to rally new villagers as well as one of your food gathering villagers over to stone now. You'll only need 3 villagers on food at this point in time, as the House of Lancaster, as mentioned earlier, gathers food faster from sheep. We're going to send up to 4 villagers onto stone. This stone will be used to create manors upon reaching the feudal age. After we've sent 4 villagers onto stone, we can rally new villagers to wood until we've got 8 villagers total gathering wood. Upon reaching feudal age, use 2 of your previous gold villagers to start building manors around your Lancaster castle. Those manors will serve as defensive buildings as they gain additional HP and an arrow-slit emplacement when built in the influence of your landmark. New villagers will now be rallied onto gold, as we're going to need a lot of gold for condensed land practices to be able to construct additional manors. As you build manors, you can also pull some of your remaining villagers off food, as them gathering food kinda becomes obsolete thanks to the manors generating food for you. I like to send 2 of my 3 remaining food villagers from food to gold, only leaving that last villager gathering food underneath the TC. Keep rallying villagers onto gold until you have a total of 10 workers mining gold, including your villagers that are building the manors. After that, rally new villagers onto the sheep underneath your TC. Once you have enough resources, research condensed land practices to increase the cap on your manors. As soon as the research is finished, you can use 2 × 2 villagers from gold to build 2 additional manors. Keep an eye on your stone outcropping. Once there is exactly 600 stone remaining, you will want to send your 4 stone villagers to build a manor close to your gold, and then rally them onto gold after that. You can queue muster nobles while building that 6 manors, as it is going to finish just after the manor completes, so you will spawn 8 Demi Lancers to harass your opponent with. At this point, you will also want to take off all your villagers from wood and send them to gather food from the sheep underneath your TC. With your Demi Lancers annoying your opponent and your great food economy from the sheep and the manors working behind it, you can click up to castle age roughly 8.5 minutes into the game. During the age up, you should already be building some production buildings. You will have enough resources for 2 of them. If your opponent booms himself, you can go for a double stables play to further harass with knights after hitting castle age, or if you're being attacked by an all-in with spearmen and archers, you might want to instead opt for a double barracks play to get Earl's Guards onto the field as quickly as possible. If you're able to age up without any major interruptions, you should be able to immediately double queue knights and build a monastery to pick up relics, while also being very close to be able to research open field system to get even more manors up. You should now look to raid your opponent as much as possible while readjusting your economy to whichever military composition is needed to counter out your opponent. I like this build order quite a lot against most civilizations in the game. Do be wary though when facing off against civilizations with access to early knights, as they might reach a good enough timing to all in your base upon hitting castle age. The House of Lancaster shines when it comes to scaling their economy. Just be sure to not be too greedy with your tech ups depending on what your opponent's game plan is. Trust me, this civ can induce HRE levels of greed, and you don't want to reach Imperial Age 12 minutes into the game at the cost of you losing all your villagers to an all-in from your opponent. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I see all of you in the next one. Cheers!